Hi guys, welcome to another reading comprehension lesson. This time, we'll be zeroing in on how to read and understand fictional text. Fictional text include writing that is primarily from the imagination of the writer. Most of the stories and novels you would read in school fall under this type of writing. These types of text usually contain characters and they have a setting. They also have plots, themes, and a lot of figurative language. These elements are meant to make the stories more engaging, but they can also make them more difficult to understand if you must answer questions on them. So, let's see how we can do better at understanding fictional text. The first thing you should do is to try to identify the problem or conflict in the passage. If you have watched our lesson on the structure of narrative essays, you will recall that all stories have a problem. It could be that a man got stuck on an island, a disobedient student has gotten into very serious trouble, and so on. Remember that this problem or conflict determines everything else that happens in the passage. If you can identify it, it will become easier to follow the series of events that occur throughout the passage. Secondly, you should pay attention to how the writer describes the characters. Writers often try to influence the way you would respond to certain characters. So, the characters may be described in a way that makes you dislike them, relate to them, fear them, or feel sorry for them. As you read, carefully take note of what the major characters say and do, the way other characters relate to them, and the choice of words the writer uses in describing them. Closely related to this is the writer's tone. We have also discussed how to detect the writer's tone in a previous lesson. Please watch it. The key thing is to remember that writers carefully select their words in describing characters, settings, action, and emotions to create a certain tone which reflects the writer's attitude to the subject of the text. If you pay attention to this choice of words, you may find that the tone is sarcastic, humorous, urgent, and so on. Next, you should look out for figurative language, such as metaphors, similes, personification, and oxymoron, to name a few. These are used to create vivid images or evoke certain emotions that make the text more engaging. Identifying them and thinking about what they mean can help you to better understand a fictional text. Then, you should try to identify the theme of the text. The theme is the overall message that the writer is trying to convey, and every fictional text has one. It could be the dangers of peer pressure, the challenges of old age, the beauty of the natural world, and so on. If you have done everything we have discussed above, identifying the theme should be very easy. Finally, be prepared to make inferences. The best stories are those that show rather than tell, so writers often imply what they mean without stating it directly. Therefore, you will have to make a lot of inferences as the reader. Remember, to infer means to figure out implied information using the clues that the writer has provided. Alright, the next time you read a fictional passage, try to do everything we have learned, and you will find it much easier to understand. Identify the problem in the story. Take note of the way characters are described. Take note of the writer's tone. Try to identify and figure out the meanings of figurative language. Identify the theme. actively make inferences. See you soon.